Hello, Facebook land. I'm Sam Goodwin with HOCO, your home repair network. And today I brought with me Doug.
Hello, everybody.
From ACH Services. There's a slight chance that you may have seen us before. I mean, I know we kind of look like brothers. We're also wearing the black shirt for the slimming effect, obviously. But I brought in Doug with ACH Services because he's going to talk to us today about all kinds of different things about energy and utility bills. Now, I know, thinking, oh, another solar thing. No, it's not solar, but it's something important that you need to think about or look at least into your consideration set if you're thinking about how to lower your utility bill, Doug. But anyways, I can go into it, and usually when I try to do that, Doug, I screw it all up. So that's why I brought in the expert to talk to you today about energy and what does ACH Services do. What does your company do?
Well, our company, first of all, was founded in 1991, 26-year-old company.
Okay.
It's founded, the owners and licensed contractor, which makes our company special, does every job hands-on. He's got 30 years experience. Him and his son, they keep it in the family. It's generation to generation.
Oh, wow.
We've been complaint-free all those 26 years, and that's because of the workmanship of having the owner coming out to your home.
Right.
And what we focus on is our main bread and butter is attic and wall insulation for older homes.
Okay. And so attic and wall insulation, so you're adding insulation into the wall, existing wall, correct?
Well, the big problem with a lot of the homes built in California or anywhere is that in 1975 was a key law that was enforced that required every home to have insulation in the walls and in the attic. Now, some homes were built with some attic insulation, but typically if it was built before 75, there's probably a big chance it doesn't have any wall insulation.
Oh, wow. And that's a big energy loss for the home, right? I mean,
what I've seen over 20 years of being in this business, when we do walls, it makes the biggest night and day difference. The attic definitely helps, but the walls, typically I have homeowners that tell me that's the night and day biggest impact on the utility bill and biggest difference in temperature, winter and summer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so you do the wall insulation, and now do you have to come inside the house and punch a bunch of holes in the inside of is there dust? What?
Well, that's what really makes our company very special and unique, is that we can do all the walls from the outside. So we don't have to come inside your home. It's very painless because of having 30 years experience to do it. We're actually one of the only companies that can guarantee that it's going to match and look beautiful. Most homes actually look better when we leave, when we showed up, because we touch up the outside. We actually freshen up the color.
Okay.
And it's very cost effective, and we're usually out within 1 or 2 days.
Wow. And what other services do you offer for ACH Services?
Well, obviously the attic insulation, which is very overlooked a lot, because a lot of homeowners feel they have some insulation up there, but it's normally, when I check it, it's less than half. Then they were just a required minimum code they do for new homes now.
Oh, wow.
We also do the quiet cool whole house fans.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because the quiet cool whole house fan is an interesting, it's not a new concept, right? It's been around, but why don't you tell us how it's hugely effective in keeping your house, cool for those. Sometimes it's only a month out of the year that we have a really bad heat problem.
Right. Well, the great thing about the quiet cool whole house fan, besides just being quiet, and that's a big difference. Everybody knows someone or had one that has a helicopter fan. It sounds like a helicopter's landing. Yeah. And they work great, but they're loud. They just take over the house. These literally, besides the airflow, you hardly know they're on. You can sleep with them on. You can watch TV, read, whatever. They're not going to be intrusive to what you're doing in the house.
That's pretty cool.
The best part about it is that the fact that you're using natural cooling to cool the home instead of artificial cooling, which I like, and all my customers like, is that it literally will cool the home 10 or more degrees, within an hour or two of turning on. And what they do special is they do what they call mass thermal cooling. See, an air conditioner only cools ambient or inside air.
Okay.
But the attic gets up to 140 degrees, everything gets hot, and you wonder why, geez, it's nice outside, but my home's warm, and you gotta run that air conditioning, and no one likes to sleep with air conditioning on or whatever. And so you turn this on later in the evening when it cools down outside, you turn it on, and what it takes an air conditioner all night, this typically can do within an hour. And it does it with natural cooling. So
pretty
by
amazing.
insulating your house well and putting a whole house fan in. We get a lot of customers that literally reduce their cooling AC usage by up to 90%.
Wow, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And what's like the cost? So, I mean, I know we talked about an AC unit, the high efficiency might cost, super high efficient, you might be able to only spend $1.50 an hour, did you say?
Well, the AC usage is typically, even the highest energy efficient units are $1.50 an hour to $3 an hour to run.
Wow.
The quiet cool fans are no more than 5 cents an hour to run. So you don't have to micromanage it. You don't have to go, oh, geez, we better turn it off before.
I'd be yelling at the kids, turn it off, turn it off. No, we only have 15 minutes
to
to
me
cool.
before I got it. I was like, no, where's it at? So, and the best part about it is not only is it cooling the home naturally, it's actually cleaning the inside air. So the inside of a home is up to 5 times more polluted, according to the EPA. Is 5 times more polluted than the outside, even in metropolitan smoggy city.
Oh, wow.
So they
Okay.
attribute a lot of health issues with indoor air pollution. So they recommend you run this fan, even if it's for 5 minutes, to exchange the air quality in the house.
Wow.
And by the way, you can run it in the wintertime sometimes.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed your home's a little bit chilly inside,
Yeah.
but it's nice outside, especially in Southern California?
It'd do the same thing.
Turn
same
the
concept.
fan on, it'll bring the warm, fresh air, 3 cents an hour, and it's healthier for you.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, can you tell us about any past clients recently that you've helped out where they've seen a huge dramatic drop, or can you give us an example of what?
Well, one story that sticks out is one of my first jobs that I sold was actually out in Riverside, and a family wanted to do the attic and walls, but they can only afford to do walls at the time. They didn't have the programs to save money like they do now, the rebates, federal tax credits, and energy efficient programs. So they asked me, Doug, which one would you do? And I said, I would definitely do the walls. This was a home we did over 20 years ago.
Wow.
So they had it done, and then what happened was, true story, that a few years ago I got called to do the attic there. And I look at him, I go to the door, knock on the door, we're looking at each other. Of course, I'm a little heavier, a little different, some gray hair.
A little older,
hair.
We're missing a little hair here.
Them too. So they look at me, and we're looking at each other, and we're like, kind of deja vu going, and they invited me in. And I didn't know it was them at first.
Yeah.
But I was starting to go, I've been here before, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around, and I go, have you ever considered the walls? Because some people don't know the walls can be done so easily.
Right.
And he goes, well, a little over 20 years ago, we had the insulation techno in the walls. He actually told me what type of material, because we use a really special material. And the wife looks at me and goes, it was you, wasn't it? And I go, man, I've been thinking how I know you guys. So I said, normally I talk to people, it's usually within a year or two at most. Everybody moves on or whatever. I got 20 years of data. What's happened?
Wow.
And he said that it just completely changed the dynamic of their home. They said one summer their air conditioner went out, and if it wasn't for the fact they had wall insulation, there would have been no way they could handle it. It was easily a 12 to 13 degree difference.
Wow.
And they saved at least, they figured about $30,000 in utility bills since having it put in.
And that brings up another good point. I mean, we talked about this too, is solar panel. Everyone's like, I'll put solar on. Well, solar is pretty expensive, right? But if you did something like this first, and correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I do make mistakes, but you put in insulation in your walls and your attic, let's say you didn't have them, then you still want solar, you might not need as many panels as you would have before. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, solar is based on how much usage you use for a year. The typical, that's the way it's supposed to go.
Right.
But if your home's not thermally efficient, you're going to need more panels to cover that. And then some folks think, well, that's going to solve my problem. The problem is it's still not keeping the good air in and the bad air out.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to do. You want to keep the good air in, the bad air out. The better you can do that, the more comfortable you're going to be and the less your utility bills are going to be.
Right.
So some folks put the cart before the horse. So I always recommend look at the insulation option.
Right.
Because it could be exactly what you need.
And it's a lot less
money.
Yeah, it's a lot less. It's a smaller investment, if you will. I mean, you're making an investment in your own, but it's a lot smaller than compared to solar.
And it works all year round, winter and summer. And the insulation we recommend is treated for fire protection, keeps out insects, termites, rats, mice, ants, cockroaches. It actually helps with mildew and mold.
Okay.
And sound reduction.
Wow.
Up to 50%.
Huh.
So there's a lot of other benefits you get that you'll benefit all year round.
Now, what about in terms of if because you also touched on this, but I know there's some rebates out there. State and local governments might offer something, but is there any kind of financing? I know there's been talk about different financing options. What's the front on that for using this to make that investment into somebody's home?
In over 20 years of doing this, I have not seen so much that they're offering homeowners to get their home up to code.
Right.
And get their home energy fit. That's one thing we do when we come out as our service is not only do we check to see if you need anything done, but we also see what you qualify for, and we put it in a nice red bow for you, get all the funding for you.
Cool.
We have programs like Hero, White Green, and other programs that fit for anybody's budget. And I can't tell you how many customers I have that have the money to do it, but after seeing these great programs, it actually made more sense to use them and benefit from those instead of having to use their own cash flow.
Wow, that's great. That's great information. Now, Doug, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's your phone number? What's the website?
My phone number is 888-356-9952, and you can also check us out at ACHEnergySavers.com, and that's savers with an S.
Okay, great. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Doug directly or us. We're live and local. ACH Services is one of our preferred contractors in our network. They've done a couple of jobs for our clients, and they've been super happy with them. So they come highly recommend. And of course, they warranty and guarantee their work and take HOCOA members on a preferred basis. So that's my plug for the day. But anyways, thanks so much, Doug, for joining us today. And like I said, if you have any questions for Doug, feel free to reach out to him directly.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.